It's time to get all set for Sunday, a podcast for busy and distracted Catholics with your hosts, Scott Williams and Jeff Traylor.
When I hear the coffee brewing, I think, what the heck we doing? Because I got barely any sleep last night. As the diaper bag I pack with Hot Wheels dollies and some snacks, I say a prayer there'll be a seat in the crime room this time. It's alright, cause I'm all set for Sunday. It's alright, cause I'm all set for. It's alright, cause I'm all set for. It's alright, cause I'm all set for Sunday.
Welcome to All Set for Sunday, podcast for busy and distracted Catholics to be a little more prepared for Sunday Mass. My name is Scott Williams. I have a cold. My co-host is Jeff Traylor.
Don't get me sick, Scott.
I won't, but I'll be speaking a little nasally.
More than normal?
Father Jerry Byrd, how are you today?
I'm good. Don't get me sick either.
I will not.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's
Sweet.
It's probably just seasonal. What do
Allergies.
you always say when you're like coughing half your lung out? You're like, it's just allergies.
Yeah. I get a little tickle in my throat. I cough the same way I talk. It's super loud. Just with a lot of force.
And abundant?
Yep.
Yep.
What's new in your life?
Oh, things. My parish got flooded on Saturday night, so we're kind of dealing with that.
Yeah.
The aftermath of all that rain that we got on Saturday night.
Didn't the Lord say that he wouldn't
Wouldn't bring back
bring a flood again?
He wouldn't destroy the world with a flood, but, Holy Rosary's basement.
Different story.
That's not the world, but yeah. So
Is it used a lot, or is it like a storage area?
it's used a lot. We have lots of things in Priori Hall, and all that's on hold for a while we kind of get things put back together. Hopefully, that won't take too long,
Yeah.
or too much money, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll probably be expensive.
We were talking about it before. I've never seen that much rain.
Mm-hmm.
We were outside in that storm waiting to pick up one of our kids, and
I saw water coming out of the.
that's what I was saying, out of the storm drain.
Yeah.
Pushing up out
Yep.
of it. There was so much water going in.
Yeah.
That's a wild thing to witness. I was like, oh, well, here we go. The school I was at, the roof drains then run down into the storm drain.
Yeah.
There was so much water in the storm
man.
drain that the roof, you could see the roof drains were backing up onto the roof.
Well, it
They were
also broke all of Gen Con.
Yeah.
Did you see that on the news? It broke through the convention center
Yeah.
ceiling, and
Yeah.
it was just
They got rained on.
flooding inside.
Yeah. It's
wild.
yeah.
Those
Speaking
of you
of Gen
that
Con.
aren't from Indiana have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah,
but
no, but hey. Anyway,
Yeah.
y'all have seen biblical rains, so it was that. I then went to a concert right after that.
Well,
so
there you go.
Also got wet there, but it was fun.
sounds fun though.
Yeah.
You'll remember that for a long time.
Yes. Anyway,
You ready for the 2-minute drill?
I think so.
Let's do it.
It's the 19th Sunday in Ordinary Time.
You betcha.
Yeah. So our first reading comes from 1 Kings. So Elijah is exhausted, right? He's wiped. He's hiding in a cave. He's just waiting for God to show up in dramatic fashion. And instead, God just passes by, not in the wind, not in an earthquake or a fire or a flood but just a tiny whisper. No problem. Just a little whisper. Little tiny whisper. Sometimes God's biggest messages for us, they come in low volume or in high volume of water.
But I read
Either
this
way.
this passage, and there's so many caps locks things going on. Because
It doesn't sound like
Lord,
a whisper. 'Cause
Yeah.
Lord! Yeah.
Anytime I read things in capital letters, I think that I'm being yelled
Somebody's
at.
yelling. Yeah.
So anytime Father Meyer emails me, I just think that he's yelling at me.
In the subject line.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's just very excited.
But it's a great reminder, slow down and listen. Even if you're being yelled at. Or whispered to. Our response to our psalm, Lord, let us see your kindness and grant us your salvation.
What do you think?
Not a banger.
Not quite. I mean, it's one that I like.
It's too long.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
like
hear
too many
but I
phrases
like
in it.
I can hear it. Like I can hear the tune, but no, not one that I'm just getting hyped about.
No.
So
Yeah. Meh.
It's a good song, but
They're all good psalms.
yeah.
they are.
Don't let
Yeah. our users don't always like when we criticize the Psalms, but it's only in their sung nature and how we hear them.
I like how you called them users.
Listeners, sorry. They use and abuse. Anyway, our second reading comes from, we're off the rails here, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Romans chapter 9. So Paul opens up his heart for us. He expresses a deep sorrow that many of his fellow Israelites haven't accepted Christ as he had hoped. And that even so, he celebrates the incredible gifts that God gave Israel. The covenants, the law, the promises, and ultimately the gift of his son, Christ. And it's this great reminder that God's faithfulness runs deep, even when we struggle to see it.
Yeah.
His faithfulness is still there. And our gospel reading, our gospel comes from Matthew chapter 14. After he fed the people, Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and precede him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowds. After doing so, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When it was evening, he was there alone. Meanwhile, the boat, already a few miles offshore, was being tossed about by the waves, for the wind was against it. During the fourth watch of the night, he came toward them, walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified. It is a ghost, they said, and they cried out in fear. At once Jesus spoke to them. Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid. Peter said to him in reply, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. He said, Come. Peter got out of the boat and began to walk on the water towards Jesus. But when he saw how strong the wind was, he became frightened and began to sink, crying out, Lord, save me. Immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught Peter and said to him, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? After they got into the boat, the wind died down, and those who were in the boat did him homage, saying, Truly you are the Son of God. Pretty epic gospel here.
Yeah. I feel like we might not have had a banger for a psalm, but we've had some banger gospels these past few
Absolutely.
weeks.
Yeah, that one's
We're on a pretty easy preaching run here. I'm just going to put that out there. You correct me if I'm wrong, but feels like there's
preaching's not easy.
No, preaching's pretty easy for you, right?
It takes a lot of work, a lot of prayer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then trying to come up with the right image and all that. When the gospel's like that, that's the best thing. This is one of my favorite gospel passages.
Ooh.
And the irony is I'm not going to be preaching on it this weekend.
No, deacon preaching.
No, I only have I don't have the Novus Ordo Mass this weekend. I have the TLM this weekend, and it's a different gospel for that one. That one's the healing of the deaf and mute man. But this is a favorite of mine because I think it describes very clearly what happens when our human condition meets that divine invitation, right? So our Lord invites us into a life of faith, and the things that we drag around with us, fear, anxiety, worry, doubt, sinfulness, all that stuff becomes an obstacle to it. And I think the invitation that the Lord might be kind of stirring my heart towards is to recognize not just big ways, when we're going to confession. A lot of people save up confession for when they've got the big sins to confess, right? I've had people tell me that. Well, Father, I don't need to go to confession that often because I don't commit big sins very often. I'm like,
cool flex.
Only murder once a quarter.
Yeah, I'm like, probably needs some more formation in that, because
This is only for the big ones, right?
Yeah, when you think about what are the big ways that I take my eyes off of Jesus, right?
Those aren't the scary ones.
Well, I think
I guess murder's scary. But.
Murder's scary. Any of the Ten Commandments, you go through that, and all that stuff's kind of scary, right? But at least for me, kind of where I've been sitting is, what are the small ways that I overlook, that I rely on my own self-reliance, or I try to fix things myself, or I try to kind of control a situation when what I need to do is just keep my eyes on the Lord and allow him to do what only he can do, and just follow that, right? Like if Peter didn't get distracted by the storm, by that fear, and he kept his eyes on Jesus, I mean, who knows how far he would have walked. He would have walked as far as the Lord wanted to take him, right? And I mean, that's really the Christian life, isn't it? Like, to follow Christ is to do so in a way where we're not taking our eyes off. Like, we have to keep our eyes on him, and that's just so hard. Even as a priest, it's hard to do that because there's so many distractions out there in the world, and not necessarily bad stuff. I'm not talking about just, like sinful things, but just the world that we live in is very distracting, like time and, how we take care of this or that. Like, there's just so many things that can bring about that fear and that anxiety. And then we want to control that, or at least I want to control that, and I want to fix it, and I want to make it better. And then I can go to Jesus and say, okay, look what I've done. And he's saying, no. Keep your eyes on me. Follow me. I will walk you through the storms that you're going to experience in your life. However big they are, however small they are, I will walk you through those, and you'll see what I will do in your life. And that to me that's the heart of being a follower of Jesus. And it's hard. He told us it would be hard. And it is. But it's awesome. I can't think of anything better.
Yeah. And that's isn't anything worthwhile? Like, take some effort, take some work. Like, yeah, it's hard to earn it.
Do the harder things.
Yeah.
The harder things are worth doing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
Wasn't this gospel during this week too?
You mean
I was going to flip through the Roman Missal and see if it was there, but I don't know how to use that thing.
It is funny every time you pick it up.
Yeah, just flip through.
Always on Ash Wednesday.
Use the tabs.
Yeah. So far, it has not been this week.
I was wrong. But yeah, I mean, this gospel is interesting. I think it's particularly interesting that they were so afraid that a ghost was coming, but the response from Peter was, "All right, Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come out on this water." That's the test. Right. But still requires him to step out into the water. So there must have been some level of trust that was him. Or, he also says God, Jesus, if it's you, command me to come out on the water and walk out. And was his response so yes, come, that okay, that's totally him. I'm going to walk on this water and it's going to be fine. It just seems like a strange
Peter was a
test of God, or maybe we shouldn't just test God. Maybe that's the answer.
Well, I don't know that it was necessarily a test of God. I think it was. I mean, you could look at it that way, certainly.
But Peter was always he's
always safe.
Yeah.
Peter was always doing he's trying to be safe, right? You
just think it'd be more if it's really you, what's my mom's name?
Yeah.
Don't just if it's really you, tell me to do the scarier thing, which is just step into the water and hope I stay on top of it.
How many times will I deny you later?
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, Peter would have denied the human condition thing. You know what's really interesting though, I think, is this is coming out of last week's gospel where Jesus fed that multitude, and the disciples, they were there watching this happen, right? We have 5 loaves and 2 fish, and there's thousands of people here around us, and you just
5 loaves, 2 fish, 12 wicker baskets. That's what we brought with us.
It's a holy math problem, right? Yeah. And so they're coming out of that, and they're on this boat. There's this storm. Jesus is praying. How quickly they lose track of that.
Yeah.
What they just experienced with him.
That's a good point. They just seen this unbelievable thing happen, and then.
But I mean, it's us. It's us. How easy is it
Every
for
day.
us to go to Holy Mass and to pray and to be filled with the Eucharist and to be filled with the Word and to get out in the parking lot and just have completely disconnected from that.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do that. And
just
then
rage out on somebody that pulls out in front of us in traffic.
that, or I'm hungry, or I got a game to go to, or I got the shopping to do, or I got this thing to do, or homework, whatever it is, and to kind of just not even on purpose. I think it's just habitual in our lives, right?
Yeah.
It's just habitual. My favorite thing to do on a Sunday is to take a nap, right?
You deserve it.
No, maybe. But it's easy, again, like, even in that, it's easy to just be like, oh, I'm getting through this next mass. Or
Yeah, like, that's the thing I'm looking forward to on Sunday.
I can't wait to lay down and take a nap. And, you know, like, the part of me that's like, you got to be productive at all times is like, naps are bad. You shouldn't take naps because you can't do anything in a nap except your body heals and that, you know, whatever. But how easy, right, like, it is for us to go to mass and then just be like them in the boat and get scared about stuff and get, you know, just all kind of turn around because the storms are raging around us and we don't know what to do.
And another Jesus boat story, he took a nap. He was napping on that
sleeping, boat. And they're like,
Another Jesus boat story.
Jesus boat went like
I know.
Yeah. I think it was a different storm, but
yeah.
Different storm, different day. Maybe the same boat. I don't know.
Yeah, filter stories by Boat Jesus. Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, I think it works, but like, even in that, like,
nets, walk on water, nap.
He met them. He met them where they were, and he brought them to a better place, right? And then they had this profound thing at the end of the gospel, right? Like, they didn't say this when he was feeding the multitude of people with just a few pieces of bread and a few fish. They didn't say, "Oh wow, you really are the Son of God." Like that. It was after he pulled Peter out of the water, and then they're like, "Oh wait, there's something to this guy." You know? Yeah. There's all kinds of ways that one could kind of preach with that, but I think like doing a deep dive, you know, just interiorly and asking the question, like, what are the little ways where I take my eyes off of you, Lord? Like, the big ways are pretty obvious, right? But what are the small ways? You know, how do I give you time every day? How do I, you know, seek your guidance? How do I familiarize myself with the sound of your voice, right? The gospel from today's Mass for the Transfiguration, the last thing that the Father says is listen to him, right? And so that just struck me this morning. I'm like, my gosh, there's so many ways where I just like go through the day and I know the Lord is speaking to me, but I'm like, I'll get to that later. I got to do this thing first, or I got this meeting to go to, or I got to drive over here, over there, and do this thing, you know. And it's just so easy to not listen to him.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like big ways. Like those are easy too, right? Like, you know, the Lord calls you to a certain life or calls you out of a sinful pattern or whatever. It's easy to kind of be like, oh no, I don't want to do that yet. But just to hear and familiarize yourself with the sound of the shepherd's voice so that you can step out, right? And maybe that's what Peter was seeking. Maybe he wasn't trying to test him, but maybe he was trying to hear that familiar voice that he had comfort in. And to say, okay, if it is you, Lord, call me out on that water because I'm gonna recognize your voice, and that could be enough, right? That could be enough. And so, what's God calling us to step out of the boat into, right? How is He calling us to go deeper, to kind of press into that relationship with Him? So, I mean, I could go all kinds of different ways with that, but those are the things that kind of stir in my mind and heart when I think of this gospel passage.
Love it.
Yeah. Can I tell you, so last week the thing that perplexed my brain was, why did they have 12 wicker baskets when they only had 5 fish and 2?
Great question.
Like, this week the thing perplexing my brain is, why does their boat move so slow? Because like they get in the boat and they go, and then Jesus finishes speaking to the crowds, and then he goes up onto the mountain and he prays, and then it's evening, and then the 4th watch of the night, which I would imagine a watch is, I don't know, an hour or what, at least.
I don't know.
So I figured, like, this is a significant amount of time since they left. They're just a few miles offshore. Yeah. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Well, it was all dependent upon the wind, right?
Yeah, need a little wind here.
And it wasn't until the storm picked up.
Hey, Tommy.
That they started moving, right? Like, I've been on those boats in the Sea of Galilee before, and they're motorized now. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I'll bet they move a little quicker. Anyway, that was my brain was like, what are we doing? What are they doing? Anyway, all right.
Just floating.
Yeah.
Holy float
Just
trip.
need a little wind here.
All right. We ready for some dumb questions?
Yes. All right. I asked this last week. And, first off, you said that you have the TLM Mass this week. Isn't there another name we're supposed to use for that? The Mass of 1968 or something?
We call it the Missal of 1962.
Oh,
we call it the Mass in the extraordinary form. We call it Usus Antiquior.
Oh.
We could call it the Vetus Ordo.
Sounds like an appetizer.
Which one?
Usus convictio.
Usus Antiquior.
Yeah.
The ancient
Finished
usage.
with a...
It means the ancient usage.
Nice.
Right? Because we call like the regular Mass that we have, the Novus Ordo. The
Got
new
it.
order of the Mass, yeah.
Okay.
What's the Pope call it?
Our Pope Leo, I think, has referred to it as the Vetus Ordo.
You didn't even say that one.
I did.
Oh, it was that
did.
you were distracted by the appetizer.
Yeah, so you got the Novus Ordo and the Vetus Ordo. So you got like the new order of the Mass and the older order of the Mass. Yeah.
Great. Who's doing the Novus Ordo this weekend?
Father Johnson. So on Saturday night, one of the friars from the farm will cover that Mass, and then because I have 2 Masses earlier in the day, and I can't say more than that. And then on Saturday or Sunday morning, Father Johnson from Brebeuf will have he'll have the ordinary form Mass.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I asked this question last week. I'm curious. As a priest, you spend a lot of time up in the sanctuary looking out at the crowds of people.
Yep.
And it's just struck me that you probably see a lot of wild things
Yep.
from up there.
Yep.
I'm curious on what is like the wildest thing you've witnessed from the sanctuary looking out, or funniest, or one that you can share. Fill in the blank, however. Or just a recent or whatever.
So I've got a lot of stories.
Great.
None of them I think are necessarily appropriate for because there's some crazy stuff that happens in the pews.
Like passing out's a standard, right?
Yeah,
like that,
passing out. But
like
I got altar boys that have passed
Father
out.
Peter's comment was like, we see people pass out all the time, and
Yeah.
if you fill a church full of school kids, 4 will throw up.
Oh yeah, one time in my previous assignment, a kid threw up very shortly after having received Holy Communion.
Ooh.
And so I had to
Sift through it.
Yep. That was not a highlight. Not a highlight. But I've seen all kinds of people pass out.
And then you consumed it. I'm just-
No.
Put that in the special sink.
Actually, it's buried.
Yeah.
It gets buried. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, so that's kind of wild. But I've seen all kinds of mishaps. Kids fighting in the pews, parents fighting with their children in the pews. There was one time I was saying Mass and the kid, the toddler was like kicking their feet, and all of a sudden the shoe flew off and flew right past me into the sanctuary. So that was one time. There's all kinds of stuff.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to hear is like,
Yeah.
we talk a lot about like our perspective from
Right.
like, but you don't see necessarily everything else that's going on around you, but you guys get everything.
You get literally the bird's eye view of seeing
Yeah.
everything. Like people, like I mean, I've been preaching before, and people have been reading like bulletins and playing on their phones and all that stuff.
I used to remember watching. This is like a distinct memory I have of, and I feel like I saw more than one person do it, but a specific lady who every week during the homily would balance her checkbook.
Yeah.
Back when people balanced checkbooks.
Right.
I remember like she would be there, she would be writing her check, and then I would watch her sit and like balance her checkbook during the homily every week at Mass.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid at Mass at St. Luke, I just remember this. I once ran up and hid from my mom under the altar. So like,
Oh, wow.
I was just
Okay.
under
Made it all the way up
very
there.
large altar up there, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I was just ducking under
Wow.
it, hiding, and yeah.
That's what did the priest do?
I don't really recall.
Yeah.
I just remember I like hid, and then eventually
Was
my
that in
mom
the,
got
like,
a hold of
Fa-
my wrist,
like
and
the
then
Father
I
Mayhem days?
no, this would have been like Monsignor Tui.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, he
Yeah.
probably didn't care.
Nah.
I was preaching at Mass one time in a parish, and a lady brought in a newspaper and just cracked that open and started held it up and started reading the newspaper during the homily.
Not even the Criterion.
No.
Did you walk down into the pews and just stand in her vicinity? That's
No,
what I
but
would've
that
done.
would have been
Yeah.
just right in front
I'll
of
just
her.
preach here
I'm
today.
just going to preach right here, ma'am.
That's
Yeah.
probably a hard one to like keep going. Like when you see that happening and you're just
Yeah.
like, how do I not?
Well, and I'm so easily distracted too.
Yes.
Like it is just so easy for me to get yeah, I was praying mass another time, and I love we've got so many kids at Holy Rosary. Like I think our average age at Holy Rosary now is like 35.
Oh, wow.
Like it is
That's great.
There are so many kids, and it's just awesome. But sometimes the kids get loud. And
Yeah.
I was praying the opening prayer for mass, and this poor kid, I don't know what was going on, but little guy was screaming, and I think I started the prayer like 3 or 4 different times because I would open my mouth to chant it, and the kid would scream, and I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Like, and that that comes with
Just like, same, brother. I'm saying.
yeah, it just comes with the territory, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy, but I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens. We got marble floors in there, so sometimes you'll hear water bottles falling.
Like a metal water bottle. Or,
A metal water bottle on a marble floor is quite the sound.
There's a lot of Stanley.
Yeah, it's just all kinds of things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I could tell you some
I'm sure.
stories.
I'm
but
sure. That's what I was hoping
Lest they
for, but
scandalize. Lest they scandalize.
I don't
the
want to
faithful.
scandalize anybody.
It's just things not to do.
Scott, did you want to ask about the feast today?
Did I?
I read it. You were like, so what's the Transfiguration? I don't get that. You said that
Yeah,
earlier.
what is it you don't get about the
And I said, oh, save it
Transfiguration?
for the...
Oh, the like, what's Moses doing there?
Moses and Elijah.
Yeah.
like they represent the law and the prophets, right? So like, it's Jesus said, I came to fulfill the law, not to change it. Like, so there's that part of it, right? And I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Like Peter was right. Like, let's build some tents. This is pretty cool. I want to stay up on the mountaintop. This is awesome.
I'm not just going to build one tent. Y'all get your own.
Everybody gets their own little tabernacle. It'll be great.
Yeah.
But like the takeaway for me,
Poor Peter. Right there, he's nailing it. He's like, yes, this is what we should do. And they're like, no.
yeah, they're gone. The cloud comes, and then they're
Everything's
they're scared.
Yeah.
But like the take, like we don't live on the mountain, right? Like at the end of mass, what the priest says or the deacon, go forth. The mass is ended, right? And the pinnacle of our week should be our Sunday mass. The high point of our week should be our Sunday mass. And in that mass, we don't only get to experience the presence of our Lord, who is there, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist, but we also get the presence of the entire court of heaven. Like all of heaven is present to us, right? And
I like them.
they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I always tell people, I'm like, be careful who you elbow, because you might be elbowing your patron saint or your guardian angel. You never know. It gets a laugh. It's a cheap laugh, Sometimes you you go after the low hanging fruit. But like the high point of our week should be that Sunday mass, and then we get sent out from it. We don't live there. I mean, I live there, but even I have to go home, right? I don't live in the church, and we got to go out and do our work. Like that ite missa est, the sending out, is basically, here's what you have received. You have been filled with the Holy Spirit. You have been filled with our Lord's presence. And now you need to go out into the world and you need to share that. That's the call to evangelization, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. I mean, these guys were a little slow, but...
Me too.
I have 2 more things. Should I do 1 or 2?
start with one.
Yeah, one.
Okay, this is more of an update off a previous. We have a wonderful listener, Jenny Smith. She's amazing. I see her at Roncalli all the time, and every time I see Jenny, she's like, "Hey, I've got a podcast thing for you." She's a loyal listener. She's wonderful. But she was sharing with me. We talked about dime toss on the podcast the other day about like great moneymaker at festivals where you have the glassware and then people throw the dimes. She was saying like their parish festival, all the kids games, like each kids game might make $200, $300. Dime toss makes $2,000 every year.
Wow.
Like, yeah, crazy. But she also told me it is now the washer toss because you know who doesn't like the dime toss? The Indiana Gaming Commission. Because kids aren't allowed to gamble. And so they had to change it to you can purchase tickets to get washers and then you throw the washers. So she's like, even if we wanted to go to a quarter toss, try to make a little more money.
Just get a bigger washer.
Yeah. Just break glass. Just shatter glass with it. Anyway.
That's funny.
That was my update I had. Thought it was very interesting.
Yeah. That's something.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Thank you, Father. Appreciate you.
thank you guys.
Thanks, Father.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I assume we'll see you all next week.
Yeah.
It's alright, cause I'm all set for. It's alright, cause I'm all set for. It's alright, cause I'm all set for Sunday.